A very good afternoon to you, a very good afternoon to everyone that's gonna watch this live video. Good day to you. This is a very important video. I know a lot of you have been waiting for me to talk about this and they are bothering me. Jean the Blaze, why are you not talking about this? But I've been coming, like I said, I wanted to do this live video on Monday, but you've been bothering me. Tell us about the new caregiver, what's happening with the new caregiver pilot in Canada. For those that have been following me for quite some time, I've been talking about this. Yes, it has been officially announced, but for some of us, we knew about this for the past years, and some people have been gathering documents. The people that consulted with me, some of them have been gathering documents, some of them have been preparing English, and now it's time for them to go because they were ready. But it's never too late. If you're not ready, if you're not prepared, if you don't know what's happening, if you don't know what is really happening with this new pilot program for caregivers in Canada, please, this is an opportunity. I'm going to do this live video. Tag your friends, tag your loved ones, tag everyone that you think is interested in migrating to Canada. I am interested to migrating to Canada, but my husband still doesn't want. So I'm not going to be jealous about it. I'm going to share the information with you, to those that are prepared. So I don't know, should I wait for people or should I just start? They'll catch us in the middle, because today is Friday. I've got a lot of things to do as well. But the most important thing is the video is going to be on my page. The information is going to be on my page. But please tag as many people as possible. Share this live video so that many people can benefit from this new pilot program. Okay, so what's happening? What happened and what is it? So Canada announced the new pilot programs to support caregivers and Canadian families, intends to make the caregivers program permanent. Okay, so on 3 June, the Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship announced a new enhanced caregiver pilot program. There have been a caregiver pilot program in Canada and they have been recruiting people, but the challenges that has been faced by many employers was how to do the papers. But this one, among other pilot programs that Canada is introduced for people to migrate to Canada, this one is an interesting thing. So the minister on 3 June 2024, which is last week, this week, almost 3 June, last week, yeah. So announced that the new pilot program will give or will provide home care workers with permanent residence on arrival in Canada. You will also be allowed to work for organizations that provide temporary and part-time care for people who are semi-independent or recovering from an illness or injury. This new pathway means that caregivers can more easily find proper work with reliable employers and have clear, straightforward access to permanent residence as soon as you arrive in Canada, which means upon your arrival in Canada, you get permanent residence, which is the most attractive thing about this thing, because the other pilot programs, a caregiver had to wait for 2 years in Canada to get permanent residence. But with this new pilot program, upon your arrival in Canada, you get your permanent residence, okay? So this new pathway means that caregivers can easily find proper work in Canada. You can find reliable employers. You can have clear and straightforward access to permanent residence status as soon as you arrive in Canada. This new pilot program is very interesting. If you're working in Canada's home care sector, you will be eligible to apply if you meet the following criteria. So now we are talking about what are the requirements for you to get the job as a caregiver in Canada. Number 1, you must attain a minimum of level 4 based on the Canadian language benchmarks, CLB. So the Canadian language benchmark, which is called CLB, you must have a level 4. Remember, for caregivers in UK, you must have a 5.5 band. Now for Canada, you must have level 4 for CLB, Canadian language benchmark. So CLB is also like IELTS, okay? In simple terms, it's it's also like IELTS. You write the English and you must obtain a level 4. So this English is almost like IELTS, hearing, writing, etc. You can Google CLB for Canada, okay? And then you see the requirements. If you have got previous other qualifications like a degree, you can do a conversion with WES, okay? If you've got other qualifications like a degree, you can do a conversion with WES. I'm not so sure about those people with IELTS if you can convert, okay? Like I said, I'm not so sure about that, okay? So number 1, you must have level 4 on the Canadian language benchmark. Number 2, you must hold the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. This is another challenge for other people, which means you must have O-level at least, okay? A Canadian high school diploma. You must have equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. This is a challenge for those without high school. Okay, for those that did not pass high school, but if you did another diploma after that, I feel like you do qualify. Okay, we'll talk about that in the next videos that I'll be doing next week. As you know, when an opportunity comes like this, I explore so many ways to find ways for people to qualify for this job. Okay, I'm not saying if you have got a degree, you don't need to write CLB. You need to convert your degree to Canadian benchmarks. You use WES, and it's a process as well, which it's up to you. CLB might be easier to write than going through WES, but it all depends with you. Okay, so high school diploma equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. You can also verify your qualifications with WES to see if your qualification is equivalent to a Canadian high school diploma. Okay, you must have recent and relevant experience, which means you must be working as a caregiver and you must have relevant experience as a caregiver. Okay, you must receive an offer for a full-time home care job. This is where I come in as well. You must have a job. So which means you are going to apply to have a job. You are going to apply to qualify for a job. You are still going to apply and look for an employer. Just like you were doing in the UK, applying for COS, you still need to apply to get an employer. That's where people like me come in, because when I do consultation with you, I guide you on the proper way to apply. But if you don't need my services, you don't need them. But if you need my services, I am yours available for a fee. I charge my consultation fee, which is 1,800. It hasn't changed in so many years, and I'm not planning to change it. My fee is gonna remain as is, okay? But you need to have the requirements. I cannot do abracadabra with you if you don't have requirements. I cannot do magic with you if you don't have requirements. You must have the requirements. And in my next video, next week on Monday, I'm going to be telling you how do you get the CLB, what is the process, and if possible, I'll guide you and direct you. I'm going to prepare a schedule of how you can write CLB, and I'm going to tackle CLB, okay, with you so that you understand. Guys, this is a nice opportunity, better than UK. Right now, I've got people in UK already trying to book consultations with me because they now want to leave UK to go to Canada because of immediate permanent residence. So if you are slow, people in UK are going to go earlier than you. If you take time, chinono chinengwe berera kajigari chifamba, saka quick changam for the coming weeks. Make sure that you press notification button when I press a live video. You don't miss on this live video, because I'm going to be giving you details on how we are going to migrate or work on this pathway to go and get permanent residence in Canada. I myself, I also need a permanent residence in Canada for my children. So I'm busy in the process as usual, negotiating with my husband, but I'm not just going to sit. I'm going to start looking at ways to make sure that I qualify for the CLB, and I've got a CV, and I start applying for permanent residence. Luckily, I know how to apply to get caregiver jobs in Canada, so that's very easy. To those that are in subscription page, this is going to be much easier for you. You know how to apply to Canada, you know how to get a Canadian CV, you know how to do all this. All you need is your CV, high school equivalent, your CLB equivalent, or your Canadian high school diploma equivalent. So these are the only requirements. Once you have this, you apply. Once you get a job, you are on your way to Canada. When you arrive in Canada, you get your permanent residence upon arrival. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And let me tell you, Africans, for some of you that think this opportunity is only for Africans, no, it's for the whole world. Everyone is looking for an opportunity to go and get permanent residence in Canada. So walala wasala, if you play around, if you waste your time, if you joke around, you are going to miss this opportunity. Like many people did with the UK program. People started to run around when they started seeing others arriving, getting their permanent residence in Canada. So there is a very important quote that is going around in Canada. They say caregivers are playing a critical role in supporting Canadian families, and our programs need to reflect their invaluable contributions. As we work to implement a permanent caregivers program, these two new pilots will not only improve support for caregivers, but also provide families with the quality care they deserve. So please maximize on this opportunity on applying for the caregiver pilot program in Canada. I told you the requirements. I'll repeat them again. You need to attain a minimum of level 4 based on Canadian language benchmarks, CLB. Number 2, hold the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. Number 3, have recent and relevant work experience as a caregiver. Number 4, receive an offer for a full-time home care job. A full-time home care job, whether with a private employer, an organization. There are so many organizations that are currently recruiting. Okay, so that's what you need. And remember, for Canadian, we don't use a CV, we use a resume. Okay, we use a resume for Canada. So please don't allow people that Africa. Maximize on this opportunity. Go get your CLB. Make sure you get your level 4. Practice, and boom. There you go to go and get your Canadian permanent residence. So to those that were saying, Sissy Jean, is this genuine? Yes, it's genuine. Sissy Jean, is this? Yes, it's so real. The Canadian permanent residence has been given to us on a silver platter. This is a silver platter, my family. This is a silver platter, my lovely ones. Maximize on this opportunity and go get your permanent residence in Canada. There has never been a good opportunity like this one, arriving and getting a permanent residence. Those in the UK cannot get this. And not everyone in UK is gonna go, because some have settled and some have acquired homes and bought property and stuff, so they are not going to maximize on this. So this is an opportunity for everyone that missed the UK. Maximize on this. As for me, my husband is saying we are not going anywhere. So tough love for me, but good luck. And please be aware of bloggers, agents out there. Diligence. There is nothing you need to pay anyone for. Guys, just look for an employer. In subscribers this coming week, I'm starting to share more Canadian caregiver jobs, more Canadian caregiver jobs. This is straightforward. All you need is just an employer. Once you are an employer, you've got all the requirements that I've told you in this video. You are good to go. So guys, I love you so much. Like I said, I don't have much time to talk to you today, so I'm going to leave this video. As from next week, we are going to explore this CLB, what is required, what do you need, okay? I love you so much. May the good Lord bless you. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend. Share this video. Make sure you've got the requirements. Monday, we are cruising, we are moving. Between 1 and 2, that's when I do my live video. So I'll see you on Monday. If you want the link for subscription, ask it in my inbox. If you want to book for my consultation, again, you do that via my Facebook inbox. You must always know I've got 91,000 followers. So this is Jean the Blessed page with 91,000 plus followers. Don't go to any scammers. Don't go anywhere. This is, they download my videos. They do all things to try to look like me, but that's not me. This is Jean the Blessed, and I consult with you on video call like this, face to face. You know my face, you know me. So you book for my time. Remember, I'm booked in advance. So don't think when you expect to see me, you're going to see me. You book and in advance due to demand. I'm not available in my inbox. I've got admins and my PA that assist people in my inbox because I cannot attend to everyone at this stage due to demand and all that. So I love you so much, guys. I'm going to be doing live videos for this caregiver pilot program until everyone is in Canada, and as I've helped as much as I can, that they go to Canada. Subscription page, we continue to push to apply and maximize on this opportunity. This is an opportunity. You can still go and look for your caregiver certificate and maximize on this opportunity. So everyone can, there is no limit for everyone. You can start now and be ready to migrate to Canada. I love you so much. May the good Lord and may the Almighty God be with you, guide you. Above all things, vunza mwari and ask God